Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Before I start the readings, I want to let you know that I do have some new online courses available on how to read oracle cards and crystals and spirituality, so click on the link below to check them out. Hi Aquarius, it's Sloan Rhodes here with your love and romance reading for the months of May, June, and July 2018. So Aquarius, just to remind you, since this is my first love reading for 2018, I'm going to be using the same format that I used in 2017, which is I do a 3-month reading for love, and then I do shorter little love readings in between. So the next love reading will be in June. It'll be what you're meant to do, not doing what you can look forward to regardless. And then another one in July, and then for August, September, and October, I'll do another 3-month reading, and so on for November and December. 2-month in that case. But let's go ahead and get started. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And Aquarius, the life purpose and career readings are also up, and I use the same format. Well, in that case, I don't do shorter ones in between. I just do a 3-month time period. Okay. Aquarius. Okay, so I'm using the chakra reading cards, and we have soul healing. Wow, beautiful energy. And we have clarity under the deck. Very, very nice. Soul healing. Who doesn't need some soul healing? That's such beautiful, beautiful energy for you, Aquarius. You know, with the soul healing card, it is as though your divine nature is taking your heart in its hands, you know, and holding it so tenderly and loving the heart of you. You know, it's just really beautiful. Of course, the soul as well, but as the soul comes through and you expand out from the heart, it's like you're being so tender and gentle and kind. Very, very beautiful energy for you, Aquarius, and also very emotional, as I feel it for you. Let's get some additional cards. It's as if the divine or your guides and angels are kissing your heart, you know, just being so tender with it. And that kind of sweetness, that kind of unconditional love can be overwhelming sometimes. But remember, you are more than who you are in this incarnation, Aquarius. And, you know, your spirit first, having this human experience, and with the soul healing, your physical experience that you're having now is helping to heal parts of the greater expanded sense of yourself, your soul. And the soul healing comes in through that bridge, you know, which is above your crown chakra, between spirit and matter. And it's beautiful energy. But again, it can feel very, not that you're sad necessarily, but just very emotional. Not erratic emotional, but just a deep sense, a profound sense of deep emotion at the contracts and experiences and agreements that, you know, you've come down here with, and many of your those that you love and acknowledge and recognize are also experiencing and having, and those contracts and agreements, and how deep they are and how painful they can be, but part of that, having them as part of that soul healing experience. Okay. All right, so we have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. We have the Star, your card, in the reverse, still beautiful energy. And then we have the 10 of Swords. And we have the 6 of Pentacles under the deck. Okay. So we have the 3 of Wands. We have the Stars card in the center. And we have that 10 of Swords energy. 10 of Swords energy, such difficult energy, but also such a relief, you know, because it does indicate new beginnings on the horizon. We have that 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. I think it's something that Aquarians are very concerned with, giving to the right cause, recognizing humanity and ways in which you can help and assist. You know, it's really nice energy for you. On a more love, romance note, it does speak to more reciprocal experiences in love, which is really, really nice. Now, what's a little problematic here is this Three of Wands energy. So it kind of feels like maybe in the recent past or in the first part of this time frame, there is some communication missteps or mishaps where not everyone is really getting the message or understanding the message as it comes in, or just completely missing the message. So be aware of that. You know, we have that soul healing energy. It's very big energy. We have the star card here, very big energy, Aquarian energy. And sometimes in the bigness, the messages can get lost. So make sure that when you are living in the world of your high ideals, let's say Aquarius, that you're also grounding yourself and making sure that you check your spam folder, you know, make sure that you're getting the messages, or that you are being, the messages that you send either verbally or through some sort of electronic device are being received, are actually being received. Don't jump to the conclusion that someone is ignoring you, because it may just be that they're not really getting the message, or they're not really understanding the message, or you're not understanding their message. You know, clarity is important here. You've been working on clarity, you're getting greater clarity. And you know, it's also important with this card. I don't feel, you know, because the Star card is Major Arcana energy, even though it's in the reverse, it does, it's still a really beautiful card. And with the Ten of Swords next to it, I feel like the Ten of Swords is kind of mitigated by much of the Star energy. And I feel like, you know, again, this is kind of a sweet relief in some ways, this ending that occurs. But there's still a lot of hope and optimism around it. And it may be that you are the holder of that hope and optimism here, because it is your card. And in the reverse, it's like you are holding that for others. Not just that you're receiving it, but that you are the source of that for others. So it may be that you're called upon during this time period in love to shore up your partner, to make sure that your partner understands the way you feel. And if you are single, there's certainly a lot of hope and optimism here for you. Let me get some additional cards on this Ten of Swords. I mean, the good thing about the Ten of Swords is that everything, you know, is finally, everything's in light now. It's like you finally can see that there is indeed an ending. It's, you know, but I'm going to get additional cards. It's just it's such a dramatic card. Sometimes people are like, oh no, but there's actually a lot of beauty in this card, especially with the star right next to it. And part of the beauty is that, yes, there's that sweet relief. Like, yes, I see that things have ended, but I don't know what that is yet. So let me get additional cards. Ten of Swords and the Ten of Swords. What is this about, and how is it likely to affect Aquarius? You know, wisdom has been gained. Page of Wands, very nice. And the Ace of Wands. Wow. And the King of Swords. So we have either you or another air sign here, Gemini, Libra, or you, Aquarius, under the deck around this Ten of Swords. It could be a Gemini. It's a Gemini card with a Ten of Swords, but it doesn't have to be. You know, this ending is somehow related to an invitation. It could be that during this time frame, or even going into this time frame, you are invited to something, and you think, yeah, you know, maybe it's a passionate encounter, or maybe it's to go to an event. It would be something kind of spontaneous, something that maybe you're like, yeah, I'll go, or whatever. But whatever happens there, or whatever that's about, it could be that going to that creates an ending to a period of nothing much happening in terms of love. But it also, the likely outcome for you is the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands in reverse is that it kind of peters out. It doesn't really go anywhere. So, you know, this happens sometimes. Maybe that you just don't have the energy for it.
Maybe you don't even go, you know, I don't know what that's about exactly. It's a general love reading. Um, but it looks like it's connected to this Ten of Swords. It's some sort of invitation to play or to go to a party or this kind of thing. And it's just like, you're done. You're done, and it doesn't go anywhere either. Like I said, you don't attend or you just don't have the energy for it. It may just be that you're just finally just putting your foot down, like I'm done, like I'm good. You know, you're whoever it's about, you're sitting in your power. And if it's about another air sign, it just feels very strong and the way it's meant to be. So don't worry about the Ten of Swords. I know sometimes it can feel and look like, but I think it's just, it gives you greater clarity is how it feels to me, which is something that you are gaining in spades, I want to say. All right. I feel like you're getting more discerning as well, Aquarius, in whose invitations you accept, whether they be invitations to events or just invitations to play in the physical realm, sexually, this kind of thing. I feel like you're just getting more discerning. It may be too that you give a shout out to somebody to play in this way, and the end result is that it just peters out, it doesn't go anywhere. And that's the way it's meant to be. Either way, I feel like you still are very much clear and understanding and taking responsibility for your actions and where you're at. It's really, really lovely energy, and it gives you a sense of confidence because you know who you are. So however it works out, the end result is you know who you are, and that helps you to have clarity and gain confidence in love. I think it is because you are connecting so beautifully here with divine energy. That soul healing energy is so lovely. Remember, these experiences are indeed healing aspects of your soul. Okay, so let's look at physical and sexual intimacy for you, Aquarius. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have the Four of Cups. We have the Five of Swords in the reverse. We have the Ace of Swords. I'd love to see that for you. And we have the World in the reverse. So you're not quite ready to end something here in the bedroom. The World in reverse, you know, speaks to, well, it can speak to either trying to rush through an ending, not doing it right, or not that you can do it wrong, but you know what I mean, or not letting something come to its conclusion, maybe, you know, one last time kind of thing. Remember, you're getting more discerning, is what it feels like to me, in how you engage in play, especially sexual play. You know, a lot of clarity. Again, that King of Swords, even if it's someone else, it's still an energy of being very clear-sighted, understanding, logic, clarity, broad understanding, seeing the big picture. But in terms of the bedroom, the Four of Cups, there is a sense of apathy, like you're not even sure, is this what I want? I'm not sure. Again, it goes to that discernment that you're working with. So don't worry if you feel a little flat or a little apathetic about physical intimacy during this time period. And we also have the Four of Swords. It does look like, you know, there is an opportunity here. I think it was Sagittarius who had this too, possibly. With the Five of Swords, you know, if you do engage in the bedroom, there's going to be less ego, you know, a less egoic will, more openness there. With the Five of Swords in the reverse. I like to see that for you. especially in the bedroom, because you don't want any ego in the bedroom like that. You just, you want to just be free and open-hearted. And then we also have the Ace of Swords. So it would be, a very virile encounter, let's say, if you do decide to play. I don't know if you have any decision necessarily, but there is a potential for something new. Again, it could be that you just want to, you're not quite ready to let something end, so you try again. It could be, that's kind of what it feels like to me. Like you're just not ready to let something end, but something new occurs in the bedroom. There's potential here for something to be clear and virile, let's say. Thrusting into the future, let's say. But you'd have to overcome your apathy first and put down your swords, put down your resistance, put down your ego. But there's potential there for something to come out of that. We do have 2 aces, so there is this energy of newness. We have a lot of ending energy too with the Star and the 10 of Swords and the World. So you're working upon completion of new beginnings during this time frame. Be easy and patient. I don't see, it's kind of a period of adjustment, let's say, while you seek and gain greater clarity. Which is why, I say you can't do it wrong. Like, it's all for you. The clarity you're seeking is clarity of self, clarity of what it is you want and how you want to move forward, and that's very healing for you. Sometimes with Aquarians too, you can see the big picture, and with all that, you see other people's suffering and things like that, and you want to be of service to others, but you have to know who you are, especially around love too, love relationships. It's wonderful that you can see other people's perspectives, but it's also important that you know what it is you want. And I think you've been working on that on many levels for a while now. Okay, one more card, and then we're going to close out your reading. Okay, compassion. And then we have abundance. So, as I mentioned, it's okay to see everyone else's perspective and have compassion for that. You have that big heart I mentioned, kissing the heart. It is tender space that you find yourself in with that soul healing card. Be gentle, as you take your own heart in your hands and are kind to yourself, as you gain greater perspective and clarity on what it is you want and how you want to be of service to you first and then to the world, even in love, We also have abundance under the deck, which is really, really nice to see. And again, that pink, the heart chakra, you have an abundant heart, you have a lot to give. And you're certainly a very compassionate individual, but first and foremost, Aquarius, turn it inward, allow yourself to heal. As I mentioned, it's, soul healing for you, it's like taking your heart in your hand, your angels and guides taking your heart in your hand and kissing it, and you feeling that abundance of emotion, sometimes sadness, sometimes grief, sometimes joy, but all of it in terms of your connection to humanity and the contracts and agreements that we've come into this planet with, for yourself and for others, and having compassion for these experiences we're all having separately, of course, as individuals, but also collectively as a people, let's say. Anyway, I hope you find that helpful. Of course, you're always welcome to have your own private reading if you need greater clarity, and I will have another love reading up, a shorter one for the month of June and July, and the life purpose and career readings are up as well, Aquarius. So I wish you much love. And also, I don't know if I mentioned, but the readings are available on the podcast on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts, so you can listen to them while you're driving or running your errands. And I also have the spiritual guidance videos that I release every Sunday. Okay, till next time.